right now on 5 on your side at 10.
We're just minutes away from ringing in 2024. The New Year's Eve celebrations tonight in St. Louis and the calls to do so with caution.
Well, we got into the 40s, which once again is above average for this time of the year on our final day of 2023. Where that stands for our overall averages and what we can expect for the first week of 2024.
Our top story, tragedy tonight in Lincoln County. A teenager is dead.
As it is a juvenile, and it's extremely unfortunate to see.
Investigators say he was shot and killed during a domestic disturbance. Good evening, I'm Mark Maxwell. Mike Bush has this New Year's Eve off. A sad ending to 2023 in rural Lincoln County. A shooting happened this morning at a home on Dodson Road. That's outside Troy on the east side of Quiver River State Park. 5 on your side's Annie Kroll talked with the detectives to get their latest on that investigation.
The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office responded to a 911 call around 10:30 Sunday morning at a home along Dodson Road. A 16-year-old boy died. Investigators say he was shot during a domestic disturbance.
It's tragic, obviously. We hate to see his life taken from him so soon.
As of now, police aren't certain where the gun came from or who it belonged to. It's believed there were 5 people inside the home when shots were fired. No one else was injured. When asked about the frequency of domestic disturbances in the Troy area, especially during this time of year,
I wouldn't say that it's something that is like often seen. I mean, we get our fair share of domestic disturbances. It's really kind of a case-by-case situation, whether or not it escalates to a situation that we're in right now.
police say all parties involved in the teen's fatal shooting have been accounted for and were transported here to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, where they were interviewed as the investigation unfolds. The Sheriff's Office is working closely with the Lincoln County Coroner's Office as the investigation continues.
Our main focus really is getting to the bottom of exactly what happened.
Reporting in Troy, Annie Kroll, 5 on your side.
While there is no current threat to the community, anyone with information about the case is asked to call the Sheriff's Office tip line. That number is on your screen, 636-462-6513. Those lost to violence in St. Louis in 2023 were remembered today. Mothers advocating for safer streets held a memorial service at Williams Temple Church. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones, Police Chief Robert Tracy, and Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore and other community leaders were there. The mayor says gun violence impacts nearly everyone in the city, herself included.
Gun violence touches our entire region. It touches the lives of everyone who calls St. Louis home. Whether you knew the victims or not, we know that they were someone's child, somebody's parent, aunt, uncle, cousin, or friend.
The service included a candle lighting for each victim of a homicide in 2023. That number is nearly 160 people. That's down from about 200 last year. And here's a look at some of the fireworks we saw earlier tonight in downtown St. Louis to celebrate another year wrapped up and a new one right around the corner. We're joining Gary Frank now for one of our final weather first forecasts of the year. Gary, what are we looking at as we step into this 2024?
Yeah, I think some people walking around a little cold outside, and that's kind of what we would expect for the end of December, but it's not been really indicative of what we've had most of the year. I think we can all attest to, and I have more on that here coming up shortly. Clouds have exited, snow showers in central Indiana. They're so far away from us, but clouds are around still. And as we look downtown where I saw the reflection of some of those fireworks earlier, temps at 36 degrees. We haven't gone all that far. Our low so far has been 35. We may drop another degree or two, but a northwest breeze at around 10 miles an hour. I think overall it's going to continue to lighten up. Those breezes will continue to be more on the metro east side. As we go over the next several hours, expect winds to lighten up. Our wind chills are still around 25, even 23 in Litchfield, so it depends on where you are. And tonight it's calmer. 29 degrees, 30 degrees, very close to it with a northwest breeze at 5 miles an hour. Calmer conditions now, but I'm looking ahead to 2024 and some changes. I also want to bring you up to speed on some interesting facts from 2023 as we wrap up the weather year here coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Here's a live look now at Times Square in New York City, where in just minutes, the iconic crystal ball will drop and ring in the new year for folks in the Eastern time zone. And in about an hour from now, it'll be our turn to welcome in 2024. St. Louisans are ringing in the new year with celebrations all over town. Two big ones right at the heart of the city. 5 on your side's Laura Barcheski talked with revelers saying farewell to 2023.
I'm really excited to go ice skating.
Families bundled up and headed to Winterfest to say goodbye to 2023.
And we're meeting other friends down here. We're waiting to go ice skating. What a beautiful event that St. Louis is doing for families.
In addition to ice skating, they had food, music, and fire dancers. But most importantly, families got quality time together.
It is really great to be with family, and my family's here. As cold as it is, it warms you up. Just think about the fact that it's family time and you're building those memories that the kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives, and that's what it's about.
While many families celebrated the last day of 2023 here at Winterfest, others are ringing in the new year at Ballpark Village with a St. Louis-style ball drop.
It's wonderful to see all these people coming together in large amounts. You know, a few years ago we weren't able to have these celebrations, so being able to have these celebrations is something we cherish and something we want to take advantage of. And
For one couple, 2023 was a second chance to reignite an old love story.
We had dated 27 years ago, and he lives in Wisconsin, I live in Indiana, and you know, social media. So he messaged me and I ignored him. And then 8 days later I answered him and I said, hey, what's going on, whatever. And here we are. Like, that was 5 weeks ago, and now here we are tonight.
And many have high hopes for 2024.
Hoping this year brings more peace and lots of joy and lots of good things for our family.
We definitely want to do more in 24, and that might cause for us to walk through a new door, and that's all right, because that's what it's all about. If you're not growing, you're not living. So we got to grow.
Happy New Year's Eve!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And to end this year on the right note and keep other people safe, police and neighbors are urging everyone to celebrate safely and not fire celebratory gunshots into the air. Not only is it illegal, it can be dangerous. What goes up must come down. And we're not the only ones looking forward to a bright and shiny new year. Cities around the world already lit up their skies tonight. Here's a look at a fireworks display in beautiful Sydney, Australia. One of the first places in the world where the clocks struck midnight and celebrations made their way westward from there. At around 10 a.m. our time, Hong Kong was closing out its night and celebrating its new year. At 3 p.m., Qatar held its celebration. France was shooting off fireworks when it was 5 p.m. for us, and then Great Britain ringing in the new year an hour later at 6. From political shakeups in the Circuit Attorney's Office to an inaugural season of professional soccer, there was no shortage of news to cover around our area in 2023. 5 on your side's Tracy Henson has a review of some of the top stories of this last year.
Everybody wants to see the city do better.
2023 started off with a new police chief. A month later, Janae Edmondson was critically injured walking back to her hotel from a volleyball tournament.
The Attorney General, as others, used this unfortunate incident and tragic happening to this young lady as a political stunt.
This is not about politics. This is about the rule of law and justice.
The Circuit Attorney's Office appears to be a rudderless ship of chaos.
But guess what? You can't take me out.
That was the last we'd hear from Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. She resigned in a written statement.
The Cardinals' miseries continue. They've lost 12 of 14.
They're not happy.
No, they weren't. It was not a good year for Cardinals fans, but there was this.
Oh, say, can you see?
There were a lot of eyes on that, but there were also a lot of eyes on this.
If anybody sees this suspect, call 911, let us know his location.
Tommy Wayne Boyd was found. He wasn't the only escapee in St. Louis this year.
I will never forget this day that the bear escaped the zoo.
Ben the Andean bear had to move to a different zoo. The zoo also broke the news that beloved Raja the elephant has to move too.
Well, all of the females that are of reproductive age are his daughters. So it's time for him to move on and start a new family.
Raja still has another year or so left in St. Louis. That wasn't the case for this next guy.
One of the things that has been removed from the equation that we can focus on, it was the head coach.
Sports wasn't all bad.
I think you can see we've garnered respect around the league.
And now we're the Cotton Bowl champs, MIZ. Congratulations.
It was a great way to end the year. Cheers to 2023. Tracy Henson, 5 on your side.
A great way indeed. And straight off that Cotton Bowl victory today, Mizzou announced it's rewarding head coach Eli Drinkwitz with a pay raise and contract extension through 2028. Tonight, we know the St. Louis Battlehawks will be part of the newly merged United Football League. The Battlehawks is one of 5 XFL teams joining 3 USFL teams. St. Louis drew crowds double the size of the rest of the XFL. The UFL will kick off in late March. Corey Miller will have much more later on in Sports Plus.
As this system moves out, it finally gives us a calmer day. Tomorrow we'll start to warm back up, but it's the overall pattern change as we see multiple Pacific systems and a dive of cold air. What that means as we start off the first or even second week of 2024.
And those wintry days of January may have you warming up in a car. Tonight, our Verified team has a warning about letting your engine idle in the ice cold.
New Year's Eve in the sports world means reflection, and we have a lot of it tonight on Sports Plus. From City SC's dream season to the down year at Busch Stadium, we'll tackle it all. The biggest high arguably came just a few days ago with Missouri football's win in the Cotton Bowl, and it's not just the football team embracing the current Mizzou momentum.
It's the connectivity, and we're doing it together, and that momentum is our Mizzou momentum. And you know, I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about our fans connecting with our current and future players.
Yes, we are going one-on-one with Mizzou basketball coach Dennis Gates about his team's season and incredibly bright future. See you in about 20 minutes for Sports Plus.